Hey there, module bundlers. This is Taylor, and part one of a little video series I'm going to do on how to use Moodle so that we can get all of our policies into alignment for the module trials. Okay, so you can see here that I've logged into the Moodle homepage, and eventually you'll be seeing what I see right here. This is from last semester, and we talked with client services to get our Moodle page aggregated so both Fo and I could access the same batch of 2 students. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but that should happen sometime this week. That's the week before classes start. So for right now, I'm going to mess around with just the basic page that you'll see as it pops up in Moodle. So I'll click through here to my 2D design class. Okay, I haven't done any editing yet, although I have clicked the Turn Editing On button previously, so you can do that too if you like. We'll get around to using that in the next video. But the first step is going to be to set up our grading system and categories. So scroll down on the right, and over here under Settings you're going to see a button for Grades. And then over here on the left you'll see a drop-down report that gives me the option for Categories and Items, and then Simple View. So we'll click on that. Now Moodle can be a little funny, and I know it frustrates some people. One of the things that frustrates me is that even though I have this giant laptop window, there's just this little tiny sub-window here that shows the information I'm looking for, and you can see there's some material cut off on the right. You wouldn't know about it if you didn't already. And so for some of these windows we'll have to scroll back and forth with this bar right here. Okay, so far we don't have any categories in this grading system, and we are grading on the basis of a mean of grades, which means that every single grade that comes in has an equal weight, and then the computer just calculates it in a very straightforward fashion. So we talked about in our teaching commons that we want to have 50% of the grade come from attendance and participation, and then 50% come from sort of project-based or in-class kind of activities. So we're going to change mean of grades to simple weighted mean of grades. And that change, it looks like, went through more or less automatically. Now I'll add a category down here at the bottom. And the first category we'll add is going to be participation and attendance. If you want to, right here, you can change the way that it's aggregated, but I'm going to show you that back on the main page to keep it simple. As we go down to the bottom, let's just leave everything else basic and hit Save Changes. Okay, so now I have, if I scroll to the left, you can see that this represents the total class. This represents this category that I've added, which is currently just 100% of the grade, and then that means 100% of the final grade. So let's add one more category. And this one is going to be project-based. Scroll to the bottom and Save Changes. Okay, now the last thing that we have to do to make this work is we need to show the computer how each of these subcategories is actually going to be worth 50% of the grade. So instead of simple weighted mean of grades, we're just going to change each of the categories to weighted mean of grades. Okay, and what this allows us to do is set the max grade to 50 here, and 50 here, and we'll save the changes. And this will take care of all of the math on the back end. So the nice thing about this is once you've got this grading system set up, every time you make a new project or something that needs to be handed in, you associate it with a category like participation, like the project grade. You grade it normally just as you would, and then the computer figures out all the math on the back end. Now as we start to add in more projects, each category being a weighted mean of grades means that you can make certain projects within that category worth more or less than an equal amount of the entire category grade, but more on that in the next video. So I'll hit Save Changes, which I probably have 5 times already. And now we're all done setting up the grading for now.